I'm not the biggest conspiracy theorist on the planet, but I feel like anybody with a working adult brain can discern whether or not something is just off, right? Remember when you were a kid and you hung out around your uncle or your cousin that was way older or something and something was just off? Turns out he was a drug addict, or maybe he liked to steal. When you're a kid, you're around these things that are just off and you don't really understand what that feeling is until you're an adult. When you're an adult, you start to point out what the actual issue is. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I need y'all to tell me what this issue is, because something is really weird between Mackenzie Shirilla and her father in 2020. Now, listen, I'm not about to blame the family of anything. I'm not about to, we're working with the text messages that we got, but there's a thread of text messages between Mackenzie Shirilla and her father where they talk about a lot of interesting things, specifically warm milk. Now, again, I'm not blaming anybody of anything, but I'm going to take us down a pathway of text messages where warm milk is brought up at least 15 times from while I was just scrolling through it quickly. And you guys tell me what the fuck that means to you. Mr. Shirilla, he might be on some freak shit. We never know. Let's go ahead and check this thing out. To all my Mackenzie Shirilla folks, I didn't forget about y'all. Hit the like button. Get me to 4,000 likes and hype the video. Let's jump into this thing. All right, folks. So the night starts off, I should say the morning starts off at 1:52 a.m. Mackenzie Shirilla messages her father. Now, I was always under the impression that Mackenzie was a mama's girl. She always would, attack her mother for the things that she wants. But trust me, the deeper we get into this, Mackenzie was attacking on both fronts. She had her separate life with her mom and her separate life with her dad. And one of them, her separate life with her father, one of those things includes some warm milk. But let me shut the fuck up and let's get into it. It says, "Are you up?" Mackenzie and Green. "Is mom up? Can I stay till 2:30? Dad, can you make me warm milk?" Now, I guess she's 17, right? But my mom, if I could recall, at 16, 17, I had to be inside by at least midnight. But, I can't really judge, because some people would judge my mom for saying that I could come home at midnight, right? So I guess 12 is late, 2:30 is late. But it depends on the type of child you have, in my opinion. I was going to make it home alive, right? I was like responsible to a certain degree. Mackenzie don't seem like the type you could leave out until 2:30. And now we know why. But let's keep going. "Can you make me warm milk?" "Sorry, honey." Let me see. Mackenzie and her father are going to sound the same if I do the voices. Now, hold on, folks. Hold on. I know in this economy, everybody's trying to find themselves a little extra money. And that's exactly why I've partnered up with Money Pilot, ladies and gentlemen. Money Pilot is an app where you can claim money from class action lawsuits that you're eligible for. For example, I made this easy $325 from a Yahoo lawsuit that happened the other day. So anyway, if you guys want to make some quick money, make sure you guys go ahead and check out Money Pilot. Go download it. I'm pretty sure you're going to like it. "Sorry, just seeing this. You still want milk?" What the fuck? Anyways, "Sorry, just seeing this. You still want milk? Can you answer? Can you make me warm Nikki?" "Milk," she corrects herself. Dad responds, "Okay." Mackenzie responds, "Thanks. When you come in, be quiet." Huh? So this right here is one separate night, okay? You're going to have to pay attention to the dates, right? So if we go back up and Mackenzie says, "Can you answer?" This is another day. "Can you make me warm milk?" This is that same day. Dad says, "Okay." Mackenzie responds, "Thanks. When you come in, be quiet." He doesn't respond for the rest of the night or the rest of that day or a couple of days, so we can assume that he brought the warm milk, and when he entered the room, he was really quiet. Why would he have to be quiet? You don't want to wake up Natalie or something? What how much warm milk do you guys have in that household? Or do you produce it within the household? Where's all this milk coming from? Let's keep going. So now we look at the date and we move on to seemingly the 13th, right? Dad responds, he says, worst hamburger ever. Mackenzie responds, ew. Dad responds, one of the kids wasn't eating it, so I asked why he said they're terrible. So I tried one and he was correct. And then some, lol. Mackenzie responds, what the fuck is that? She sends an attachment and then she sends seed. Dad responds, you be careful. Watch what you drink and smoke. Call me first if there is a problem so I can come and help. So Mackenzie's father is a liar. And so he is a blatant liar. He lied to Cuomo. He lied to TMZ. He lied to everybody. And he thinks that people aren't going to go through these text messages. Bro, people got time. You'd be surprised what a motherfucker has time to do on the internet. This almost blew over my head. But because he responded the way he responded, I know what she's talking about. So he's talking about the burger. She completely ignores what he's saying, right? And look at this. She says, what the fuck is that? She sends an attachment. She says, seed. She's about to roll up a big fat bluntski, a bluntuski, a big shaboing of a blunt, and she found the seed in that bitch. And this is what this dumbass responds to her. You be careful. Watch what you drink and smoke. Call me if there's a problem so I can help. You and your sister bonded over her smoking fat blunts. What are you talking about? Oh, I can't control her. I can't control her because she's my, and what am I going to do? Lock the door, bitch? You encouraged it. You said, make sure that shit is good. Make sure you got some gas and it's not no synthetic shit. Make sure you blowing good gas. Call me if you need me to go to a dealer and get you the good shit. How much more money you need? Shit is crazy. Let's keep going though. Mackenzie responds, okay, XOXO. Dad responds, you are not to spend any night at the boy's house ever. This will never happen again. Are we clear? Mackenzie responds, when are you going to be home? So pay attention. These are like different days. So the whole smoking thing, that's a different day. So this is on the 16th. Now we move on to the 20th. Mackenzie says, are you home? No. That's my bad. Mackenzie says, when are you going to be home? On 2/20/2020, right? Dad responds, oh, and then he doesn't respond at all. He responds a couple days later. He says, any idea when you'll be done? I'm picking you up. Mackenzie says, soon. Come now. He says, K. This is the same day. Mackenzie responds, hurry. I'm in pain. He says, here, out front. Then he says, hey, call my cell when you're done, okay? Not the house phone. And then she says, okay. Can you rub my feet? Now, let's pause it right there because I'm kind of stumbling through this. But what the fuck, right? I have to pay attention to the dates so I could understand when conversations end and continue. But basically, it seems like we're going between putting your foot down and being lax. Putting your foot down and being lax. He says you can't go to a boy's house ever again, are we clear? But then a couple days later, he's picking her up from somebody's house. Now again, I have a father and I also have a sister, right? Go figure, right? I have a father. Holy shit. I ain't never seen the motherfucker rub her feet. But hey, maybe that's just not the relationship they had. You know what I mean? Maybe they just weren't close like that. But can you rub my feet coming from the daughter? I don't know, bro. Let's keep going though. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, I can. Let's see what he says to her. Now, this is the next day. Dad says, I do love you, and I did not say anything about Dom when you were leaving with your mom. Please let him help you at the hospital. Come home, please. I love you. Your choice. Just come home. When are you coming home? You're not going to be in trouble or get punished. Huh. Turmoil within the household. So she asked him to rub her feet. He doesn't respond. He probably rubbed her feet. The next day, they're having another issue. And he says, I do love you, and I did not say anything about Dom when you were leaving with your mom. Please let them help you at the hospital. Come home, please. I love you. Your choice. Just come home. Begging his 16, 17-year-old to come home. Ain't that some shit? Man, I'll pull up real quick and everybody's getting fucked up. That's how this shit's going down. Her father's a female muscle. That's what her father is. Let's keep going. So then the same day, Mackenzie says 6:30. Then her dad says K. So I guess the next day he's going to pick her up. And then this is when we get into this weird shit once again, right? So this is like a little while later. But it's always the same thing. Will you make me some warm milk? Her dad responded, just saw this. Do you still want? This is a day later. You just saw this. Do you still want? Okay. No. Dad responds, sorry, my phone was dead. Mackenzie responds, same day. Dad, can I please sleep over at Dom's tonight? I won't ask for a while. I just want a night with friends. Please let me tonight. It will make me really happy. Please, Dad, I just want a night away from home. He responds, same day. Don't argue about it. It's a no. No. Sorry. Ooh, dad got some tea in his ball sack recently. Okay. Maybe he was losing tea from 2020, and the Steve we know now is fully depleted from test. Maybe low test Steve was really more burly of a man a couple of years ago. Maybe the tea is falling off as you get older, right? You know? All right, let's keep going. He said the answer is no, don't argue. Please let me, Dad. Kins, I'm not doing this with you. Sorry. The answer is no. Please just accept my wishes and do what your mother and I say. Please don't turn this into anything that causes me to come back to get you. Okay? Ooh. Oh shit. So she's with Dom and she just wants to stay the night. The next day, Mackenzie messages, can you get me spray paint? Blue, hot, pink, and purple? Like right now, please? Jeez, what a demanding bitch. Next day, she says, can you make me warm milk? Can you make me warm milk? And these are separate days. Look at the dates. Look at the dates. Just begging for shit. Dad says, K. Same day, she says, can you do it now? Can you make me warm milk? Text me when it's done. I'll come back. Oh my God. And then low test Steve responds. He's like, why would you leave? It's done. Same day she responds, I wanted to spray paint. I'm with people now. Dad responds, when I tell you to wait, wait. Thanks. And then she just doesn't respond. Whenever he puts his foot down, she kind of just fucks off. She just is like, fuck you, Dad. And she just kind of ignores him. Low test Steve, you're falling off as a pops, bro. Falling off as pops. Can you make me hot cocoa? The next day, Dad responds, sorry, just saw this. It's seeming as though they're in separate households and he has to bring this warm milk or he has to bring this hot cocoa or he has to do, it's seeming as though they're not in the same house a lot of the time. And then when she is in the same house, that's when she starts to beg a lot. I'm not too sure what's going on here. I know she spent a lot of time at Dom's place, but right now it's seeming like she's banned from going over there right now. So he says, sorry, just saw this. Now, this is a little while later, about a month later, Mackenzie texts him, can you bring the tanning oil? I forgot it. Next day, she says, how far? A couple days later, she sends a link. A couple more days later, can you make me more stencils? Jesus. I guess because he's an art teacher, she wants him to do like everything artsy for her. Can you make me more stencils? But out of cardboard. Please let Mom buy it. And then she sends him another link. She wants everything now. And you know what's crazy is they created this monster. Your child would have never been this way if you didn't create this monster to him. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I feel like this is why they kind of follow her wishes, because they kind of understand too, like, yeah, we fucked up. Now, if we don't do what she wants, she's going to absolutely explode. We're going to have a bad evening. Everybody's going to be stressed out. Let's just buy her stencils. Let's just do that for her. What a monster. Let's keep going, though. All right, so it seems this is a couple days later. Next month, it's another month. She's about to go out, so I guess she's not on punishment anymore. He says, be careful tonight and don't roll your eyes and say, OMG, I know. Mackenzie says, okay. Dad says, have fun, love you. Mackenzie responds, love you too. Now, this is a little while later. Everything going okay? Mackenzie responds that same day, yes. Then a couple days later, she says, did you fix the pic? I need you to fix it ASAP. I'm trying to post it. Jesus. Did you send it to me? Dad responds again, have not seen it. Mackenzie responds, I sent it to Mom. Dad responds, hold up, she's looking. Mackenzie, she sends an attachment to him. There, make those lighter. Make those lighter. How much you paying me for it? That shit is, hey, Dad, listen, I know you have good expertise with the pictures and shit. Could you just help me out, make these lighter for, make those lighter. No, I sent it to Mom. Go get it from her. Here. Make those lighter. Yes, master, ma'am. Yeah. Yes, master. Yes, master. Oh my God. Sorry, do you, how much lighter, master? How high do you want me to jump? Man, get the fuck out of here. Man, listen. Woo, this shit's kind of pissing me off. The way she talks to them. But don't worry, let's get to some more warm milk. Let's chill everything out and consume a little warm milk together. Why don't we? Let's keep going. She says, make those lighter. He responds, tomorrow, promise. And then this is a whole month later, it seems. She says, don't you have a sticker printer? And then he responds, kind of. And they don't talk for a few days. It's like there's a drop in connection. And then she texts him on the 5th. She says, thanks, Dad. Love you. Let's see what else here. She sends a link to him. Can you make these? Okay, so I guess Steve Shirilla, she really saw her dad as like the artist of the family. She was definitely using him for all her little cutesy bootsy things, which kind of goes to show that he is one of the more flamboyant dads in the world. You know, you could be artistic. I'm not saying that, but the way she goes to him for like all these little stencils and these little cute little spray paintings and all these little, it kind of checks out. That's all I'm saying. It kind of checks out. You notice she never does that to her mom. Every time she talks to her dad, I guess since was at the school, she thinks he's like the best at what he does. Let's continue. See, he responds, I can make anything. Yes. Mackenzie responds, I want those skeleton legs on a pair of my pants. Dad, can you make milk? I don't know, folks. Dad, can you make milk? I don't know. I don't know what that shit is, bro. And I don't want to give my opinion on what it is. I want to hear what you guys think it is. That's the main thing I want to do. I want to hear what you guys think it is. Now, we're not going to read through all these messages because it's a lot of them. I'm going to keep going. Don't worry. But we're going to come to a pause, and as we go deeper, I want to get you guys' opinion on what the hell some of these little keywords are. Because I don't think warm milk is just warm milk. I'm going to just leave it at that. Why is it always warm? How much? Anyways, let's keep going. She says, can you make me milk? He responds, sorry, I was already asleep when you sent this. Sorry. Why can't you just make yourself the milk? Why does he have to make the milk? A couple days later, she responds, question, milk? Okay. Or not. She craving that milk. She sends him a link. You want weed peanut butter? Oh, okay. Okay, cool. So the whole milk thing kind of fizzles out a couple days later. Don't worry, we're going to get back to the milk in a minute. There's a lot of warm milk that we need to gargle up in our mouths, so don't worry. There's a lot more where that came from. But I just want to pause it here again. Another instance of low test Steve being an absolute fucking liar. She sends him a TikTok link of some cannabis butter. Do you want some cannabis butter? Now, I obviously we Steve Shirilla smokes weed. I mean, did smoke weed, smokes weed now. I mean, it's obvious. He's kind of you know. But the fact that your daughter feels comfortable enough to share that weed, y'all got high together. Y'all, I don't know if y'all got high together, but y'all been high in the same room together. Listen, the guy's like, "Oh, what can I do? What can I do? She's just a teenager. I don't. What am I gonna do? Chain her to her bed? Nah, boy, you are her smoking partner. Man, listen, you was chiefing like Bob Marley with her. Fuck you talking about? Allegedly, of course. I don't know that for sure. But this is what these text messages are making it seem like. Be careful what you smoke or drink. If you need any help, I'll come get you. Huh? You want weed peanut butter? No, LOL. I don't like to eat my weed. Yeah, so there you go. There's the answer. He's a weed smoker. He doesn't like to eat weed, and he's probably smoked with Mackenzie. That's why she's so man. Listen, that's why she's so lax about it. This household sees nothing wrong with nothing. Shit, she could probably be smacking fentanyl, and they would be like, "Yeah, well, that's just our Kinsey." No, I don't like to eat my weed. Mackenzie responds, "I'm going to give you a little." A couple days later, "Are you making me milk? Dad, Dad, are you home?" Jesus Christ. So your boy said, "I don't want it. I don't like edibles." She said, "I'm still going to give you some. I'm still going to give you some." You know why? Because we locked in, Daddy, and you make me warm milk every night. We locked in, Daddy. So a few days later, he responds. He says, "Are you okay?" Then he responds again, "Why?" So I'm not sure what that's responding to. The same day she hits him, and she sends an attachment, right? A couple days later, she sends another attachment, and she says, "From Glass House, get mom this." Oh, good looking wingman. Dad responds, "But tell mom not to look." Mackenzie responds, "I don't have any money. They close at 6." Dad responds, "Get it from mom." Mackenzie responds, "I have no money." Get it. Question. Oh, can you get it? Dad? Okay, so it seems like they're trying to surprise that hideous woman named Natalie. Dad responds, "You have 10 minutes to get home, or I will call the police myself." So this is a couple days later. She's being rebellious again. "You have 10 minutes to get home, or I will call the police myself." Mackenzie responds, "I'm finishing up with my nail appointment. I'll be home soon." Dad responds, "How disrespectful of you. I told you that you were not allowed to drive. You will not be driving at all." He responds again, "I would leave now. I will come and get." Ooh, what did he say? "I will come get you or any of your friends. No questions asked. Please don't drive the what? Please don't drive around tonight. Be careful. Tell the boy the same. Love ya." I thought you were just putting your foot down and she wasn't driving at all. Now don't drive too crazy. Be careful. Be safe. Man, listen, this was a tragedy waiting to happen. Just a loose cannon, deviant piece of shit, succubus running around in the city of Ohio. I mean, listen, it was a problem waiting to happen. Let's keep going. We're almost done. She says, "Okay, love you too." And now we move on over into 2021. Okay. Dad says, "Tell us, are your night, what? Tell us you are all," I don't know why I can't read at the end here. "Tell us you are all right as soon as you see this." Mackenzie responds, "At Dom's, we up. Happy birthday, Dad. Love you." And then she sends an attachment and he says, "Thanks, baby." We're going to stop at page 145 or section 145, and we're going to move on from there in a little bit this week. Low key, I just wanted to give you guys that dynamic between father and daughter. Am I over reading? Maybe I have a fucked up concept of what a father and daughter relationship should look like. Am I tripping? I feel like some of this shit is odd. I'm talking shit, super odd. Y'all let me know in the comments, man. Make sure you guys like, hype, and subscribe. You already know the vibes. I'll be back real soon. Peace.